Welcome back to Numismatics Coins History, the channel where rare coins turn into treasures and ordinary pocket change can transform into extraordinary fortunes. Today, we are diving deep into the fascinating story of the 1941 Liberty Wheat penny, a coin that has captured the attention of collectors for generations. What might seem like just another old cent in circulation has, in some rare cases, been valued at over $10 million in the current coin market. Yes, you heard that right. $10 million for a single penny. So, let's uncover what makes this humble 1-cent coin such a prized possession and how you might just have one lying around in your collection, waiting to reveal its hidden fortune. The 1941 wheat penny belongs to the iconic Lincoln wheat cent series, first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. The obverse, or front side, of the coin features Victor David Brenner's famous portrait of Lincoln, while the reverse showcases two stalks of wheat, flanking the words 1 cent, symbolizing prosperity and growth in the United States during the early 20th century. By 1941, America was still struggling to recover from the Great Depression and was on the brink of entering World War II, making every coin from this period a silent witness to history. The U.S. Mint struck the 1941 penny in huge numbers. Over 887 million coins were produced across 3 mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. While most of these coins are still common in circulated condition, the rare gems are those with unusual minting errors, high grades, or unique characteristics that drive collectors into bidding wars. Now, let's talk about the value and worth. In average circulated condition, a 1941 wheat penny might only be worth a few cents to a couple of dollars. But when you factor in pristine condition, certified high grades, and most importantly, minting errors, the value skyrockets. Collectors are known to pay thousands, even tens of thousands, for near-perfect examples. However, in the high-end coin market, some extremely rare specimens of the 1941 Liberty 1 cent, with unique double-die strikes or dramatic minting mistakes, have been valued at multi-million-dollar levels, with stories circulating of examples fetching close to $10 million in private sales and auctions. So, what makes these coins worth such astronomical sums? The answer lies in rarity and demand. A regular 1941 penny is common, but a flawless mint-state coin graded MS 68 or higher by PCGS or NGC is incredibly rare. Add in an error like a double-die obverse off-center strike or a transitional wrong planchet strike, and suddenly you have a once-in-a-lifetime piece. For example, a double-die 1941 penny, where Lincoln's profile or the lettering appears doubled, can bring in prices well over 6 figures. Combine that rarity with the allure of history, and collectors with deep pockets are willing to push the bidding into the millions. One of the most fascinating aspects of the 1941 wheat penny is its connection to American history. As war loomed on the horizon, the U.S. Mint would soon change materials in 1943 to steel cents due to wartime copper shortages. That makes the 1941 penny one of the last large-scale copper wheat cents before this dramatic change. It marks the end of an era, which only adds to its historical and collectible appeal. Auction stories make these coins even more legendary. A handful of pristine 1941 pennies with errors have appeared in major auctions and stunned audiences with record-breaking sales. Private collectors have reported paying millions for rare error coins, making the 1941 Liberty 1 cent one of the most talked-about pennies in modern coin collecting circles. So here's the key takeaway. While your everyday 1941 penny in pocket change might only be worth a few cents, if you happen to own one in superb condition, or with a rare minting error, you could be holding onto a coin worth life-changing money. With some estimates placing the current top market value starting at $10 million, the 1941 Liberty wheat penny is a shining example of how numismatics turns history into treasure. Before you spend or trade away that old penny, take a closer look. Inspect the details. Check for doubling, off-center strikes, or unusual surfaces. And if your coin seems perfect, consider sending it to a grading service for authentication. It could be worth far more than you ever imagined. Thank you for joining us on this exciting journey into the world of rare coins. If you enjoyed learning about the 1941 Liberty wheat penny and its incredible potential value, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the notification bell so you never miss another story of hidden treasures in your pocket change. Share this video with friends and family. You never know who might have a fortune hiding in their coin jar at home. Until next time, keep collecting, Keep searching and remember, sometimes the smallest coin can hold the biggest fortune. Today, we are diving deep into the fascinating world of one of America's most beloved coins, the 1942 Liberty 1-cent wheat penny. This small piece of copper carries a massive amount of history, mystery, and incredible value in today's collector market, with some rare varieties and conditions starting from a jaw-dropping $10 million in worth. Yes, you heard that right, a coin you could have once spent on a stick of gum might now be worth a fortune. So, let's uncover the full story behind the 1942 wheat penny, its history, key details, rare errors, and what makes it such a highly desirable piece of numismatic treasure. The year was 1942, right in the middle of World War II. The United States Mint was working overtime to produce coins for a nation at war, while also considering the growing demand for copper in military supplies, weapons, and machinery. The Lincoln Wheat Penny, designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909 to honor the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth, had already become an iconic part of American currency. The 1942 pennies continued the classic design. On the obverse, the bust of President Abraham Lincoln facing right, with the inscriptions "In God We Trust" above, "Liberty" to the left, and the date 1942 to the right. On the reverse, the famous wheat ears design, showing two wheat stalks framing the words 1 cent and United States of America, with E pluribus unum across the top. The mints in Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver, D, and San Francisco, S, produced these coins. Philadelphia struck the largest numbers, but all three mints together produced more than 850 million wheat pennies in 1942. This made them fairly common at the time, but as decades passed and collectors began searching for pristine, uncirculated examples, the truly flawless versions became rarer and rarer. What makes the 1942 wheat penny so exciting is not just its history but also its errors and unique varieties. During wartime minting, mistakes were more frequent due to the pressure of mass production. Collectors have discovered examples of doubled die obverse, DDO, where the date or the word Liberty appears double dot off center strikes, with Lincoln's portrait misaligned, making it extremely collectible. Die cracks and die breaks, giving the coin raised lines or unusual shapes on the surface. Repunched mint marks, RPMs, especially on the 1942D and 1942S coins, where the mint mark was struck more than once, leaving visible overlaps. Proof coins from Philadelphia, made in limited numbers. For collectors are some of the most desirable versions. Now, let's talk about the exciting part: value and worth. While many circulated 1942 wheat pennies can still be found for just a few cents to a few dollars depending on condition, the high-grade uncirculated and error coins are where the big money is. In pristine condition, a 1942 penny graded MS-67 red can bring tens of thousands of dollars at auction. But rare error coins, unique varieties, or exceptionally well-preserved examples in collectors' hands have been reported to sell for astronomical figures. Some collectors and auction houses have highlighted the legendary cases where a rare 1942 wheat penny was valued starting from $10 million, especially if tied to unique errors or museum-worthy provenance. These extraordinary prices are not for the average coin you might find in a change jar, but rather for one-of-a-kind rarities that serious investors and institutions are willing to pay for. Auction houses such as Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers have sold top-condition 1942 wheat pennies for tens of thousands of dollars, proving that demand for these historic coins remains strong. The excitement is fueled by the fact that 1942 was just 1 year before the famous 1943 steel penny, making it part of the critical wartime coinage history of America. To put it simply, if you happen to stumble across a 1942 wheat penny in brilliant, uncirculated, or proof condition, or one with a dramatic error like a double die or off-center strike, you could be holding onto a piece worth far more than just a cent. Collectors worldwide are fascinated by this coin because it combines history, rarity, and beauty in a way that few other coins do. So, next time you check your coin jar, keep an eye out for this wartime treasure. A small copper cent from 1942 might not just connect you to America's history, it might also connect you to a fortune. Thank you for joining me today on this journey into the world of rare coins. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more stories about incredible coins worth millions. And remember, treasure could be hiding right in your pocket change.